Hello everyone, I'm glad you're here with me again. I have a question this time from one of the viewers, and it's about pleasing people. Thank you for the comment. I'm aware of that conventional approach that frames people pleasing in a negative context, so that it became a cliche to the level where people would rather be apathic or mean than kind. Just not to be called people pleaser, as if that would mean a pathetic or a loser. So now I'd like to zoom in and examine some details, because we can't rely on cliches and general ideas in order to navigate. Many people here can hurt the most loving people and lose them for good for such general concepts, while attracting the most abusive to their lives. Of course, everyone has one's own journey of learning, and everyone is free to choose, but I speak here only to those who ask the question. So, when we say pleasing people, what do we actually mean? Is it to be kind? Is it to be a hypocrite, to lie to others in order to please them? Like, this pleasing and that pleasing are not the same. Being kind and loving and caring, that can be pleasant. It can also be repulsive when one is not genuine, or even when one is genuine but the other person is not ready for it, or perhaps because it's being perceived as invasive. Now, on the other hand, lying to others can also be pleasing to some, if they prefer not to be confronted with truth that reflects their flaws. It can also be unpleasant when it distorts the truth about the flawless in order to portray them, or in order to make them look less of what they really are. Some people perceive being pleasant and kind as if you want to take something from them, because they are like this, because they would never be kind unless they have an agenda or a hidden intention. And some would be so grateful for treating them kindly just for the sake of being kind, because that's how they are. They have the ability to love just for the sake of love. They don't want anything from you, neither money, nor presents, nor a job, nor a vacation. But many unconscious people perceive kindness as an invitation to a fist of abuse. They mistake kindness for weakness. And since they are not conscious, they would organically adopt the identity of the predator the moment they smell something that resembles the identity of the prey. They are not conscious to set boundaries for themselves, because they themselves are not sovereign. The moment they smell weakness, they charge, and they can be doing it all their lives until they meet the one. That one who happens to also be brave and kind and strong, who crushes them and leaves them shocked and confused. Of course, after they've mistaken his kindness for weakness, and of course trying to prey on him. And there are the conscious ones who would never take what is not theirs, even when the other person is too weak to guard his or her boundaries. So, before talking about pleasing people as a one-dimensional philosophy, let's ask, what kind of people pleasing are we talking about? And who are we trying to please? Because being a yes man is not a bad thing when the answer should be yes. One should not be a yes man when the answer should be no. But saying no, just for the sake of not being a yes man, that doesn't indicate intelligence. It's not bad to please those who deserve it, who can take it in without abusing it. Those conscious beings who can exchange please with please, who smile, who say good morning, who say thank you. And some are even so sovereign and free to leverage the please into deeper connection and loyalty. But those who wake up in the morning like this, we don't have to please those. Let them stay where they are. Some of them had their parents spoiling them to the level where they see gratitude as pathetic. Some had the media and films brainwashing them into thinking that it looks sexy and cool, putting it in a positive connotation with names like being genuine or being cool. This has nothing to do with being genuine or being cool. Pleasing people comes from being pleasant. If you are a conscious, pleasant person, and it happens that you meet another conscious, pleasant being, and you know how rare it is to find conscious people nowadays, Would you want to destroy that potential with conceptual negativity, just in order not to be called a people pleaser? I'm not going to talk about how many of those cowards who try hard to play cool and avoid looking like people pleasers are actually the bootlickers of the narcissists. Because they are unconscious, they don't see how they are begging to push their tongue deep into the narcissist's bottom for some validation and acceptance. And then they come to preach about how pathetic people-pleasing is. Give me a break. So in short, we need to be conscious. What we are doing exactly and who we are dealing with. Can the other person process your love and generosity and face it with acknowledgement and gratitude and perhaps leverage it? Or they are too quickly to be overwhelmed so that they'd find any way to destroy everything. Think about emotional wealth like credit. You don't give it to someone unless he or she can handle such responsibility. And few people can. Many others, not only that they'd waste it, but also they'd bankrupt those who give them the credit. Thank you everyone for staying with me. I hope I could shed some light on this. I'm Shredy Jabarin. Ciao.